Who's in net tonight?
Jars.
Coach, just what things do you want to build on from last game to hopefully get another 2 points here tonight against Columbus?
Yeah. I think we want to, you look at the game. I thought we came up with the response there in the third period there, coming back after lining up a goal against there immediately afterwards. Just kind of that resiliency, staying with it, that next shift mentality, ability to take momentum at the right times. I thought you saw that in terms of the response. I think that it was almost like the game felt, the first half of the game and the second half of the game were very different. And so, I think we, in the second half of the game there, just too many times where we had extended time in the defensive zone, things that we can clean up. And so, I think there's going to be definitely some things that, we look at, we go over. We want to make sure that we improve going into tonight's game there based off of that last one.
Dan, I saw Ben Kindle on the top power play this morning. What message do you give to him on those games where he sits out for developmental reasons?
There was a lot of talk, especially early on, just in terms of the reasons why, the plan, and I think he understands, why it is there that a game like last game he comes out and the reason behind it, and then what we're doing with him on those days too, the extra that he's able to get in there in the weight room. And so, at this point now that this has happened, more than once, I think he understands too. It's just getting yourself ready and popping right back in. And so, like we've seen that with him, he's got the ability there to do that, and he'll be back in there tonight.
Is there anything specific you want him to watch when he's up in the press box or not on the ice?
Yeah, I think early on there we talked to him some about that, or just watching guys. And sometimes it's you pick out a couple of guys that you're able to watch. Obviously, as a center, focusing in on a little bit more with that. And then I think it's also always with a younger guy too watching. It's like just as you're watching, observing, you're taking those things that you like, but it's also when things don't go well, the reason why. And it's a whole different perspective when you're watching the game from above. The game looks completely different. And so the hope is there that everything that he's getting going through that process on those types of days and those development blocks, that he's able to take those things away and just build moving forward.
Dan, other than math and scoring more goals, but what can secondary scoring do for a lineup? Maybe giving the top six a lift or everybody a little bit of juice. Just when you get goals from unexpected places, what can it do for a team?
Yeah, I think it's we talked about it after the last game too. Just momentum swings. I think it can be a massive momentum swing too. Sometimes for guys that maybe that's not their primary responsibility, when they're going out there and they're able to get some hard-working goals, it can be a huge swing there, momentum-wise, there for the team.
What have you liked about your penalty kill this season?
I think if you look at it from the beginning until now, I think they're doing a really good job there in terms of at the lines, defending the lines. I think they're doing a good job too of loose puck pressure, not allowing teams to necessarily get set up or an easy setup. And the details behind it too. If you go from the beginning of the year till now, it's continued to improve. And so, it's still we're at this point in the year too. We just want to make sure that we're